I'm Candace Brown-mcelyea. Coming up on the Listing Colorado, we follow the journey of a seller during COVID-19. Plus, we'll talk real estate trends with a local broker.
Hi, I'm Matthew Carmen. This week we're going to talk about virtual staging and what it can do to help you sell your home.
All that and more starts right now on the Listing Colorado. I'm your host, Candace Brown-mcelyea, and we have a great show for you today. You've heard the expression, home is where the heart is. Well, that has never been more true than now when we are all confined to our homes, keeping ourselves and our families safe. This unprecedented moment in time serves to remind us of the importance of home. In this time of uncertainty, the real estate profession is still moving forward to serve communities and clients in whatever ways possible to assist buyers and sellers achieve the dream of home ownership and complete necessary transactions. That is what we've dedicated this show to: how to sell during COVID-19, because we know that for many of you, like our featured seller Brittany, waiting could mean extreme financial hardship.
Okay, so the world is definitely changing. COVID-19 is taking over, and I'm a nurse, so that definitely personally affects me in every day in my career. And just seeing kind of how that's evolving has put a lot of pressure on me, feeling like I don't know how the housing market's going to change. I don't know what to expect moving forward. Are people going to be looking at homes? Are they going to be even still buying? Is the market value going to just plummet? I mean, all of those are fears for me. So definitely something I'm considering and talking with my realtor about, and seeing if we need to get the home on the market as soon as possible. I have a home to sell in Aurora, Colorado. I just recently got a job up in Woodland Park, which would be a 90-minute commute, so that's not really going to work out for me. And I just feel like, I want to move closer to my job, and I'm ready to put this home on the market. It was a great investment, and I'm looking forward to the value appreciating, but I'm ready to move on to the next place. So no, I'm a single mom, so I cannot afford to buy another home without selling this home. And so that is a little bit of a stressor for me. I do want to be able to get it on the market and hopefully get it sold quickly. So I'd say we probably started discussing maybe back in December, just kind of planning ahead, like time frame of when we were looking to put it on the market. We both had originally agreed kind of towards the end of March would be best for everyone. So.
Stay tuned to hear more about Brittany's story, but first, let's check in with a local real estate broker to hear about the state of the current market. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We have with us today Kurt Bozarth, and he is the managing broker at Keller Williams DTC. We really appreciate you taking time out to chat with us today.
Oh, you're welcome, Candace. I've been looking forward to talking with you.
Great. So I've got a few questions about the state of the market during COVID-19. And I guess the first question would just be, can you tell me how is the real estate market doing with this current worldwide pandemic?
Yes, it's still a great time to buy and sell in Colorado. Interest rates are incredibly low. We had a deal close on Friday, and the mortgage rate was at 3%. Wow. And the lender also has told us that not only are residential purchase mortgages at an all-time record low, but also investment interest rates are at an all-time low. So once again, just an incredible time to buy and sell real estate in Colorado. And although we've had a lot of concern with COVID, our agents have learned how to bring buyers and sellers together.
So touching on that too, as far as how your agents are bringing buyers and sellers together, I know there have been a lot of restrictions and new requirements for agents. How have those challenges been to navigate?
And we've basically identified 3 challenges that we've had to address. The first challenge is just understanding the restrictions. That in itself was a very difficult puzzle. So we've had some great legal counsel that have helped us interpret what the new requirements are. So that's been, like I said, about a third of our time. The next challenge that we had to address was how do we pull the the technology in. How do we better take advantage of the technology that is out there, such as virtual staging, virtual showings, virtual open houses? We've had to get our brain around that. And that's been, like I said, another third of our focus. And then the final challenge that we've thought about is basically going back to the days where the relationships between the buyers and the agents, or the sellers and agents, was crucial. That seemed to have gotten lost for quite a few years with all the advancements in technology. We have found that is a foundation, and that's what we really have focused on probably the most, is how we help our agents reconnect in an old way with their clients.
So that is a perfect segue to my next question, which is, what positive factors have you seen come out of this crisis and some of the challenges that you have faced and your agents have faced that you think might be sticking around for the long haul?
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind is the steps we've taken to ensure that the buyers were not basically, tire kickers. We've put in a lot of techniques or procedures that one, protect the safety of the buyers and also protect the safety of the sellers. And the first step we did was how, to bring these two people, or buyers and sellers, together without face-to-face interaction or a showing or an open house. And that's all been done with virtual staging, virtual showings, and virtual open houses. And I think those are here to stay. I think buyers, if they haven't felt safer, they should, because they're not walking through 20 or 30 houses over a long weekend and exposing themselves to risks. So I think they'll appreciate that even after COVID has all but gone. And the same with the sellers. I think gone are the days where a seller has to open up their house for an open house or multiple showings, taking up hours, having them, forcing them to leave, or just feeling uncomfortable with the risks inherent with having strangers come through their house. So the steps we have taken to reduce those risks, I think, will still be in effect long after COVID.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Well, and last question. So I know the market statistics change pretty much week by week, but what are you seeing related to listings, time on the market, pricing, anything like that that you can talk to people about?
Yeah, and understanding that, the market just during a year is very cyclical. We have, buying times are in the spring and summer, and obviously the slower times are in the fall and winter. So knowing that January and February represented the slower times, now we're about 25% down in the number of listings and the number of sales this April compared to 2019 April. However, the exciting point is that the days on market has gone from 40 days average time on market last year to 32. So that's a 20% decrease. So that's exciting.
Wow.
And then the average sale price has gone from, it was $475 last April, and it's only dropped by about 2% for the April of 2020. And same with list price, it's only down about 2%. So that just shows you once again that things are happening in Colorado, and there are buyers and sellers. And I think after this small bottleneck, I think the market will open up even more, and it'll come back to a 3 to 5% increase. And that's kind of what we expect normally from year to year. Now, some of the experts are saying that nationally, sales are going to be down total by about 14%, but the sales price is only going to be down about 1%.
That's great. Those are really, really fantastic statistics. Now let's check back in with Brittany.
I think that, it's just hard because I think my sense of urgency is financially, this will be a hardship for me if I can't sell the house. And so I just am so nervous not knowing moving forward how the market's going to be affected by the COVID-19 crisis that, I tried to kind of impress that upon my realtor. And I think while she wants to be supportive and get me the best deal for the house, I think I'm at that point where I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit on the purchase price if it means I can get the home sold. We had talked about different options as far as if we wanted to stage the home, even go through like a more thorough cleaning process, get professional photos taken. And, you know, I know the value of professional photos. I've had those taken for past homes that I've sold, and I definitely think that adds value to the sale of the home. But I'm just at the point where I don't want to delay the process. Like, I feel that stressed out about it, that I want to get the home listed, even if it's not professional photos and it's not in pristine condition. So, you know, even if that means I take a little less when I make the sale of the home, that's fine, as long as I can get it sold.
Doing a virtual walkthrough is super easy. You don't need a fancy camera crew or an editor. Actually, all you need is an iPhone. We're going to show you some tips on how to make it look really great. Welcome in. So welcome to your new home. When you walk inside, you're immediately greeted by the foyer area, and it has a really nice detail in a window looking over into the great room. It's a super open concept, so you have a charming fireplace in the great room and carpeting, and then when you turn over to the left, it opens up right into your kitchen. The kitchen has some fabulous upgrades. You have stainless steel appliances, you have a double oven, and you can see all wood floors as well in this kitchen area. Here's a great area where you could add some bar stools and have some extra eating space, but there's also an eat-in kitchen as well to give you some extra space where you could set up a more casual dining area, or you could even fit a formal dining room table in the eat-in kitchen. Our DIY expert, Matthew Carmen, checks in with a local company to get more information about how to virtually stage your home.
So Michelle, tell me a little bit about your company, Denver Virtual Staging.
Denver Virtual Staging started 18 years ago as a remodeling company. I'm a designer, and so I was working for Expo Design Center.
Okay.
And when that went out of business, we changed our ways and let's say it started Denver Virtual Staging, actually. And we weren't doing so good at remodeling, but we noticed that a lot of the realtors needed help, staging their homes and getting them ready. And since I was a designer, it was easy for me to walk into a house and kind of see exactly what a person needed, how to stage their home, what lights to make sure lights were on. And
tell me a little bit how this COVID-19 has been affecting your business on the good side and the bad.
Actually, it's been good. It's more business. The bad side is, I think, we give really quality photos. I want to make sure that they look like they're real, so that there's no faking the scene and stuff, so that the home buyer can potentially see themselves living in the home.
I saw some of the pictures you've done, and I was blown away by them. I was like, getting the perspectives right. That's always been an issue with a lot of places I've seen, is getting the perspectives right on the furniture and the angles, stuff like that. The stuff you did was amazing. So, hats off to you on that one. Can you give me a little bit of idea, like how much do you actually charge for staging? Is it by the size of the house, or is it how many rooms you have to do, or?
It is by how many rooms we stage. Okay. We have specials going on right now.
Sure, with like a regular staging company, them actually bring the furniture in, the price is going to be 10 times as much.
Yes.
So this is a really good idea. And how long does it normally take you to set one of these homes up?
Actually, we get the photos from the realtor. They send me the photos. I have some fantastic designers, and we design it and get it back to them as soon as possible.
Well, Michelle, I want to say thank you so much for having this phone call with me and talking. Since we can't meet in person, we have to do it this way. So
that'll be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Ideally, the best way to show homes when you're trying to be socially distant is to schedule a virtual walkthrough or have a virtual open house. However, you are going to have some buyers that are still going to want to come in physically walk the home. So it's super important to have some tools at your disposal that they can use when they come and walk the home, like obviously some disinfecting wipes that they can use to wipe off the door handles and the light switches. It's a great idea to also have some latex gloves to protect them while walking through the home, and of course a face mask if they're coming to see the home with their realtor or anyone else on the property at the same time. And here are some other tips from realtors.
Hey sellers, now's the time to find the very best realtor to put the best technology possible on your home. Buyers are actually buying homes, writing contracts without stepping foot in the home. Matterport tours are one of the top technologies. They will come in, they video the walls, it creates a floor plan, it creates a dollhouse version of your home, and your buyer can literally walk through your home, up the stairs, down the stairs, walk through all the spaces. They get a real feel for the flow of the home. They're writing contracts and they're closing, so it's still possible.
I just unlocked a home and allowed future home buyers to go in by themselves so they can look at a home, and they're going to FaceTime me so we can walk through the house together and I'm able to answer questions.
We have never been more prepared from a technological standpoint as an industry than we are today for something like this. You can tour a house online, you can sign contracts online, you can do virtually everything from the safety of your home. So hang in there, we're here for you.
Now let's check back in with Brittany.
Yeah, and we did discuss getting the home on the market sooner because I feel like, if people aren't going to look now, then they're not going to look April 1st. So, and we discussed even how that would affect the price point if we wanted to start out listing it lower, which we actually agreed to stay at the same original price point we had discussed. And based on the feedback we get if showings are set up, then we would kind of adjust from there. But I felt like there's just no harm in putting it on now. It can't hurt, and if things don't go our way, we can always take it off the market. I don't have to accept an offer if it's not, what I feel is appropriate. So I think it's better to just get it on the market so we can get people seeing it as soon as possible. So once the realtor listed the home, I was pretty much obsessively checking Zillow every 5 minutes to see how many views it had and if anyone had saved the home yet. And I feel like my realtor totally rocked it. Whatever she did, it was magical because we got a showing scheduled within the first hour of it being listed for the very next day. So it's definitely nerve-wracking until someone comes to actually see the home and I get that feedback. I feel very, just nervous and anxiety, but excited at the same time, hopeful. So I guess we just have to wait and see how it goes. So we definitely did want to ensure safety as much as we could for whoever was coming to see the home. That being said, we had cut back on a lot of other preparations. So we made sure going into it, we had discussed having all the lights turned on ahead of time, having the home prepped and ready, with wipes at hand and gloves at hand, making sure all the touch points were disinfected as much as we could. And then we did offer, we stayed in the car while the people went in to look at the home just to keep the social distancing, that's ordered by the state. And after that, we basically just kind of waited for them to come out, and we had offered gloves and booties and masks and things like that if they felt like it was necessary. The process of finding out about the home having its first showing was actually super easy because my realtor and I have great communication. So as soon as she got the showing, she let me know. So I knew right away, but it's that nervous excitement of okay, is this too good to be true? So I guess, it's just kind of a wait and see game at this point.
Don't miss our next episode when we find out if Brittany got the offer and how closing has been affected during the COVID-19 crisis. As many realtors are working from their living rooms, kitchens, or home offices, it's important to know that real estate is still happening. Have you heard of a drive-by closing? Tune into the next episode of The Listing Colorado and we'll explain. Thanks so much for joining us, and remember, when buying or selling, it's all about the listing. See you next time.
So what's the first thing you guys are going to do when the world gets back to normal?
I'm going to go get a haircut. I desperately need one after 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
I was going to say that, but
How about you?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go find a daycare for my son so he can get out of the house and get out and play a little bit more, because right now he's cooped up inside and it's a little tough for everybody, but we're managing.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to get my hair cut and colored and schedule a vacation where I can go on an airplane, a train, eat at a restaurant, all that stuff that we're missing. Well, thanks so much for watching. All of the information that we mentioned today can be found on our website with links to more information, and make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and join us next time so you can find out what happens with Brittany. Did she get an offer? Did she not get an offer?
Find out.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.